great to talk to you again.
Pleasure.
We're back here 1 year later.
Yep.
Huge turnout expected today. The significance of all of these people, gun owners, supporters of the Second Amendment, making their voices heard today, especially when you've witnessed what you witnessed with the SAFE Act being signed.
Yep. This is incredible. This is going to be the largest non-union rally in the history of Albany. Governor Cuomo has wakened the sleeping giant right now, and he has made a terrible political miscalculation.
And when you say a miscalculation, the way the whole thing was handled, the way he pushed it through, rushed it through?
Everything about it, from the idea that he thought that he'd be able to make some political capital nationally for his presidential aspirations by being the first to beat Barack Obama to the punch of gun control legislation, he comes across with the most useless, non-legal. It's going to get thrown out in the courts. This is an absolutely unconstitutional law that, by all effects right now, they are expecting low compliance on. How do you have a law? How do you put together a law that you know is not going to be followed by the people?
And you're talking about expanding the assault weapons ban. That's part of the law.
That is part of it, and we're here to get it repealed entirely. I put in a bill already, a repealer bill, to repeal the entire law.
What do you think the odds are that you can get that bill repealed?
Very small. The only way that it's going to get repealed is if Governor Cuomo sees the light by virtually the number of people coming out on every level. Political grassroots activism is what is going to make the day and win the day for us right now. That's what we're here for. We saw this in the last election. Just ask Mitt Romney. This is all about getting out the vote ultimately, showing our strength, and giving the strongest message we possibly can to Governor Cuomo that this is intolerable, and the best thing we could do is win in 2014, get him out. And
when you say Governor Cuomo needs to see the light, I mean, just yesterday, they made the announcement that, well, you know, we may exempt Hollywood because we need to facilitate the industry. What about facilitating the victim who needs these firearms for self-defense? And they're going to determine what gun they can't have. Absolutely.
The nerve of this man to come up with it. It's okay for Hollywood to come in for the bucks and bring whatever weapons you want, but it's not okay for the tax-paying, law-abiding gun-owning citizens of our state. This is absolutely intolerable. This law does nothing to protect the citizens. This law does nothing to get illegal guns off the street, which is what everybody clamors about. No one's talking about. When people, I've been on so many shows down in New York City, and what they're talking about is illegal guns by irresponsible people that never should have guns in the first place, that didn't go through what we all went through, gun checks, NICS checks, to make sure that we were okay to own a gun. And that doesn't happen for the bad guys. And now Felix Ortiz wants to impose even more, an insurance policy that we have to take out. Excuse me, are the bad guys taking out that same insurance policy? They're the ones we have to worry about, not this gentleman over here. He's not about to do anything that would be untoward to the people of the state of New York. And you know, Governor Cuomo claims that I'm reading, he said all the fears by gun owners are based on what the law might lead to. And he said that's unfounded. Unfounded? I mean, look what they've done. What makes us not think that what's next? Look at history. This is all incremental, step by step, chip away at our liberty. Step by step, chip away at our Second Amendment rights, our right to own a gun. I will remind you and everybody else, this gun, you know, our Second Amendment rights are not to allow us to hunt. Our Second Amendment rights are to protect us from the tyranny of our government. That is what the Second Amendment was put in for. Back in the 1700s, they were all sportsmen because they had to hunt for their dinner. That's not what they put this in for. It was for tyranny. I'll be talking about that. Thomas Jefferson, every one of our founding fathers talked about our Second Amendment rights as protection against tyranny of the government. And you are looking at tyranny of the government right now as we speak, right here in New York. New York is the number 50 state for desirability to own a business. We are a hostile environment to business. Let's talk reality. Now he's going to make it a hostile environment for gun owners, for legal gun owners too. And for the industry. The industry, Remington, we have companies right now that are beginning to boycott New York. the actual munitions manufacturers for exactly this reason. Nobody should be even have any inkling of taking away our Second Amendment rights, our right to protect ourselves, our right to protect ourselves against tyranny, and that is what we're here for today.
And an insurance policy for a right that we know is given to us?
And you want to talk about elitist. This is a Democrat who likes to talk about fair pay for women, fair work for women, equal rights for everybody. What about the man who's or woman? They're out of work, they don't have a job, but they are hunters, they own guns. You're now going to impose an insurance premium on these poor people? That is elitist. That is a poll tax. That is unconstitutional.
And let me ask you, over the year, when you see what's going on, I think people overall are very concerned about where our freedoms overall are headed. Are you seeing more than just gun owners, than just supporters of the Second Amendment stepping up and saying, we got to stop this?
Fortunately, that is what we're seeing. We're seeing people all over the country right now saying, this is an assault on our constitutional rights. What's going to come next? The First Amendment, we're not going to be allowed to speak as we want to speak. We're not going to be able to say bad things about Governor Cuomo because, heck, that's an amendment right for us. Yes, this is one step towards another challenge to our freedom here in America. This is it. This is where we draw the line in the sand. It's the Second Amendment rights today. What rights are going to be tomorrow? We will not tolerate this. I know Republicans, Democrats in my district, union members. Heck, they happen to be hunters. They don't want to see their Second Amendment rights infringed. I know attorneys I know good people all around this country right now who see the handwriting on the wall. Every one of these laws is designed to do nothing but to chip away at our individual freedom as Americans.
All righty, Assemblyman, thanks for fighting the fight, and we'll be looking for you out there today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.